Welcome to the How to Date High Quality Men, even if you think you're too old, too heartbroken, or too picky. Just wanted to make a quick acknowledgement here. This is a pre recorded online class that's being broadcast at the date and time of your choosing. So I'm not live, and you can also type any questions you may have in that box, and I'll respond to you quickly because they'll just go right to my email. Um, so remember that when you stay to the end of the class, you will get a valuable attendance gift. I'm sharing with you a PDF workbook that helps you move through the most common subconscious blocks that I find women face in being ready to find and keep a lasting love. So stick around for that. Also, let's just get a pen and paper out and get ready to take some notes because this is a content-packed class. And if you apply what you learn, you can easily land high quality dates and regain that confidence and self-esteem about your love life that we both want for you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Kristen. I live in Encinitas, California with my husband and 5-year-old son. We're actually expecting twins at the end of this year, early next. There's a range with that. So adventure is around the corner. Professionally, I have been helping women for over a decade develop relationships so they can find love, career opportunities, and deepen their family and friend connections. So that's that. I'm also the author of several online resources that help women on their path to live the life of their dreams, as well as the creator of the Get Ready for Love Again program. But it was only until recently that I discovered the method behind the magic on this simple but effective process that has helped me help my one-on-one clients live the life of their dreams. Most women I've found who have encountered this process are able to quickly identify where they are in attracting and keeping Mr. Right. And they also often can see the gaps they may have within that. So it's an empowering thing for you to discover that A, there is a path that makes sense, to realize that something is so important to your life. And the second part of that B is once you know where you are on the path, there is so much more clarity and ease to see and take the next steps forward towards your goals, including the desire to find and create a healthy, lasting love relationship that also honors your individuality. So the reason why my clients were able to attract and grow relationships with their Mr. Rights is that I've helped them to empower and embolden an innate but often untapped skill set coupled with some practical applications that keep them grounded in reality. And the amazing thing is that this process is designed to fit your personal nature precisely and authentically. Now, you may be thinking that there are no good men left because it feels like all you've encountered is inappropriate or, let's say, plain out objectifying, basically, that all men just want sex. So, let me talk into this common conclusion. Let's say that you're using online dating. Most women follow the advice they've heard since their teenage years. They design their appearance, in this case, their profiles, to be attractive to the most men possible. Really, you want your profile and the app to do the filtering for you, which is to say, your measure of success should not be a popularity contest about quantity, but instead about quality. You must be super clear on the way your ideal relationship feels and looks like, as well as the woman you are in it, because you need to be able to communicate that effectively in the dating profile, on your dates, as you develop the relationship into something more. And without that focus, and let's face it, courage to stay disciplined, to stick with what's true to your heart, it's easy to lose hope, settle for someone mediocre to you, and ultimately waste time in another dead end relationship. The reason why this process works is because it first considers you, not some aggregate of data of what men as a generalized population want. Not only is this process more rewarding to your own sense of confidence and self-worth, it also actually accelerates the dating process and helps you move into increasing levels of commitment with your partner faster and more securely than what normal in dating looks like. For one of my clients, she started a relationship when we started to work together. Throughout our time together, we used this process, and we also worked together to rewrite her subconscious stories that kept her in dead end relationships, which you'll see that included in the free gift I'm offering you at the end of this class. So, through this process and rewriting those subconscious blocks, she got clear that she was actually with the wrong person. Within weeks of letting her boyfriend go, she attracted someone who did fit her perfectly. They spent over a year together now, and they signed the equivalent of a marriage contract in the country she's now living in. So, the way this process works is that you acknowledge and prioritize your inner knowing of who is a true complement to you, invite someone to relate to you in a way that means the most to you, and together you grow as individuals and as a couple together. So hold up, you may be thinking, are we talking about a fairy tale romance like in the Lifetime movies, or the actual dating pool of supposed matches who aren't willing to commit? I don't want to move so fast I get the rug pulled up from under me and I have nothing left to patch up my broken heart again. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you here. I was worried that I was offering a special kind of Kool-Aid the first time I presented this process, even though it's worked for me countless times in my own life. Um, but what surprised me is that once a woman truly felt ready for her love, she attracted him in seeming moments afterwards. Then it happened again and again. In fact, I've had people meet the love of their life within a day of putting up their online profile. And the reason why many women feel hopelessly stuck in a pattern of hope to heartbreak is sort of like giving a bowl of meat to a pet parakeet. Yes, you're feeding the animal, but it's something that doesn't match what's needed for its nutrition. Sure, when you're given lemons in the dating pool, you're going to need to muster up the courage to advocate for yourself, but it's not your job to play along with people who simply aren't a good fit for you, just like the parakeet will outright refuse to touch the meat it does not want. And you don't need to make such situations dramatic or cause a scene. You're in a situation where discerning is the name of the game. And to do it with respect to your differences brings humanity back into dating. Instead of the version of dating for many that has become more about statistics and going through the proper motions, this discernment can be a healing experience for you both. Like I said, I've been able to help my clients easily land high quality dates that grow into the relationship of their dreams and regain their confidence and self esteem while doing so. A quick tip for you: I recommend that you know what environments most easily inspire you to be your best and share that with your date even before the date so that you give him a chance to feed you what you need to show up as your best, and likewise for him to show up as his best. Okay, so how do you speed up the dating process without encountering, or even worse, kissing frogs? Ah, that's the awesome part of this system. So once you orient to what an ideal relationship looks and feels like for you, and truly believe it's possible, all you need is the courage to take the appropriate steps to advocate for it. And everything starts working for you, from your dating profile to those meaningful conversations you've been wanting to have and you crave, to choosing good dates, and it continues on and on. The work behind the scenes is what attracts the high quality dates. And it helps you move into the right match with increasing levels of commitments and a pace and a milestone, if I would, for lack of a better word, that makes sense for you both. So this is the secret to the whole program working. It's what lets you show up as your best self and encounter the high quality, authentic connections that lead men to step up to meet a woman worthy of being his best self for. The reason that you can stand out from the pack by using this process is because you embody your true self so much that the energy can be felt, even by the most unaware. Think of it like what you do when you encounter the Dalai Lama, Amma, or someone else with outstanding spiritual abilities. Their presence is something that is palatable, even if it's inexplicable. Even if you do 10% of what these masters do, it wakes up the best in you and in the people that you manifest into your life from this state of being and presence. So let me walk you through the process step by step. Step one is something I call the heart of the work. Here, you tap into what is called the ideal love relationship frequency so you can attract and know when a complementary match comes your way. This is the inner work where you have the most control, and it's what prepares you to be ready for the lasting love. Step two is what I call the body of the work. It's the bridge from the work on yourself to the increasing growths of interpersonal work. Here you practice the skill of loving discernment in order to invite your match skillfully into your ideal love frequency, which is a vision and a whole system. And you learn to see if it's a lasting fit. If it's not a lasting fit, if you feel that, if you know that, you can free yourself and him to find someone more compatible. And you tell the universe, more like this. And if it's a good fit, you enter to deeper levels of agreement, commitment, and complementarity through further levels of loving discernment. Step three is the soul of the work. And this is what connects me to my purpose here on earth in serving you. So here we empower what I call the trinity of relational energies, which one, allows you to be your own person. Two, allows him to be his own person. And three, gives your couple the ability to radiate an influence of its own. In this sweet spot of relating, you can inspire a more optimistic, uplifting life to those you encounter, both individually and as a couple. So think of it like your couple is a lighthouse of inspiration to inspire a better version of yourself to those in their circles, whether it's your family members looking and witnessing you, those in your spiritual community, maybe even your teams, the people you work with, or even the causes you care about most. So that's it. Just 3 simple steps to attract and grow with the love of your life. Remember that when you stay until the end of this class, you're going to get that PDF workbook that helps you move through the most common subconscious blocks that I find women face that keep them from Mr. Right. So you can be ready for that lasting love. Just want to share that I shared this process with my Facebook group, and they pretty much did the basics of the first step, which again was the love frequency. And many did attract higher quality matches online, but they weren't quite matching what they were really hoping for. Some realized that may be because they still had significant baggage from their past relationships, and they weren't ready like they thought they were. Others were just hesitant to let a decent guy go for fear of not finding someone better. Again, that's not really being ready for the big love they now had access to remembering. And quite frankly, these women still needed my experience and guidance. So I'm excited to share that I've created a group intensive that shows you exactly how to get ready for love again, how to free yourself to move forward from your past relationships, radiate confidence naturally, and to create a deep connection without losing yourself. I led my client Karen through this process before I made this course, and the moment she felt ready for love, we put up her online profile. The next day, she got a message from someone who turned out to be the love of her life. This is what she said. Poof! Meeting him happened just as Kristen said. I have a new man in my life who is consciously listening and willing to dance with me both in reality and figuratively. I also offered this group intensive just 3 months ago, and those who were in it some of those who were intending to date again after the program, and now they are. There were a couple that were looking to improve their existing relationships that they have, and they have found success and momentum in that area as well. The awesome thing about my group intensive is that it pays for itself when you consider the cost of ineffective dating sites and in relation to the quality of relationship that you're actually looking to attract. Let alone if you think about how much time, energy, and cash money add up to prepare you to be ready for the dates, much less actually go on the ones that go to nowhere. Just as an aside here, did you know that the average cost of a date is somewhere between $117 to $144? It depends on who you ask. And according to Match in 2018, the average person spent nearly $1,600. That's $1,600 over the course of a year. That's a lot of money. Plus, I may offer to you that you can use this same process that I'm offering here to improve the relationships with your family members, your friends, your colleagues, your bosses. Basically, it saves you money, time, and emotional costs of stress and heartache over and over again. You just need to follow the group intensive and earnestly let it transform you to the present time availability. It's ready for you. By the way, I understand some of you may be struggling to justify your self improvement expenses to your friends and family. Maybe you don't have as many long term relationships under your belt as they think you should have. And this intensive does solve that pressure because it prepares you to attract and feel prepared to receive that long term attention that meets you for you, not just because it's a checkbox you feel called to fill or you feel pressured to fill. When I told one of my mentors that my clients consistently were attracting men they sincerely felt were their one, straight out of the gate from my process, his jaw dropped. I'm so excited to discover this system and so happy to finally help women not only feel, but also truly be ready to attract the quality of love that their hearts has known is for them all along. One warning though is that many of the women who first encounter my work believe they are ready for love. They do the first step to tap into their ideal love relationship frequency with or without my personal guidance, and they feel that sense of renewal and hope again, which in itself is a victory, right? This weight off of their shoulders is gone. But then they tend to get stuck on getting dates that resonate with that elevated self-image. So if you do end up signing up for my group intensive, please make sure that you go everything I'm giving you to ensure that you can feel confident about the love that is yours to claim, as well as have the energetic and practical tools to grow that caliber of relationship. So I call my group intensive the Get Ready for Love Again program because it prepares your mind, emotions, and soul for a deep, true love that lasts. That's what many single women want, right? So the group intensive is just 5 weeks long, so you can go through the profound realizations quickly and have the tools and courage necessary to guide your love life to its highest potential. I'm going to go through the weeks one by one here so you know exactly what to expect. Week 1 helps you reignite your feminine through 4 short experiential type meditations. I help you find peace with your experience of the feminine up to now and claim a higher expression of it in this present time so you can feel an increased sense of fulfillment and self-advocacy. So for this week, I recommend that you arrive in comfortable clothes and also in a quiet space so you can get the most from this week. Week 2 helps you claim your healthy inner masculine. Together in 2 different experiences, followed by a discussion, we start to bridge an understanding of the energetic dynamics between women who embody the feminine expression and men who embody the masculine expression, all through the reference of yourself so you can have a tangible example about what your relationship should feel like. For this week, I suggest that you again put yourself in a physical environment that allows for deep reflection and tuning into your innermost nature. For week 3, it shows you how to use powerful nonverbal communication skills. I share 2 of my nonverbal favorite tools with you. One is something I adapted from my from my performance training. And the other is something you've probably noticed intuitively, but couldn't quite put your finger to it. So by the end of this week, you may find that you feel better heard and understood in your conversations. You enjoy deeper resonance from both sides of the communication, and you feel prepared to offer subtle but effective cues to encourage healthy power dynamics and interpersonal ease. So I recommend approaching this week's session after a day of eating and hydrating well, because this one takes a lot of energy, and I will add, it's a whole lot of fun. So week 4 upgrades your verbal communication for fast, authentic rapport. And here I share 2 strategies that include hot seats with discussions. So these practical and super easy to implement strategies help you build rapport quickly and authentically. And you'll discover tried and true techniques that professionals use in the highest stakes communications, which honestly, dating and relationships often feel like the highest stake communications, right? We also explore the secret glue of successful relationships, its function, which hint makes you laugh, value, and how to flow a conversation into its sweet spot. So in preparing for this week's content, I suggest you come with an open and explorative mind. And week 5 is the workshop week. We put the inner work into your everyday love life. And here we uncover the most important stories to share at certain times, whether it's your dating profile, a first date, or whether you're going into increasing levels of physical or emotional intimacy. Also, you get to try on my favorite framework to increase connection even in the most difficult or uncomfortable conversations. This work creates the foundation to basically bridge you from step one of my process of tapping to your ideal frequency into step two of loving discernment. So come to week 5 with a pen and paper to capture all the great ideas you're going to come up with, as well as to integrate the materials even deeper. So my dream, once the twins are are a little bit bigger, is to be able to do a live 3-day event. And someday I think I'm going to be charging about $1,750 for that, because this really is a process that can give you a deep, lasting relationship anytime you like. And it's honestly, if you think about your love, like how can you put a price tag on that? But it's really worth more than that. But 1750 feels like it's the right price for this intensive ultimately, because it's really the keys to the kingdom where you can feel free to move forward from your past relationships, radiate that confidence naturally, and create a deep connection without losing yourself over and over again. So at 1750, this really is a bargain. However, because you're still here in this class, that tells me that you're someone who likes to follow through and take action. And that's the keys to success. I love success stories. So I got a special offer just for you. So hang in there and I'll give you the details plus your thank you gift for staying to the end. You might wonder if this process only works for me or a few of my clients, but I'll tell you that it works for everyone I'm aware of who follows my system. Let me just share a few testimonials very quickly for the people who have used this method and this process. Hope says, I practiced Kristen's advice before going on a first date and how to advocate for myself. My date was attentive to my request. We had an amazing date and a lingering kiss in the parking lot and just passed our 5-month mark. And he is incredible. I continue to advocate for myself in both little and big ways, and I'm grateful for how Kristen encouraged this in me. Jennifer, who's a teacher, she said, since working with Kristen for just a couple of months, I'm feeling happier and with so much more sense of possibility. I'm awed and amazed at how far I've come with working with Kristen. Kristen has taught me the formula for finding the love of my life and has given me the concrete and grounded steps so I can prepare and organize to be truly ready to show up authentically with eyes wide open. Kristen showed me how I can do this with so much lightness, fun, and confidence, even if I thought I had none. She helped me discover that I actually do have all the things to attract and keep my love prospect that is perfect for me. I highly recommend working with Kristen from the bottom of my heart. Blair, who is a designer, she said, these days it's almost like quantity over quality. It's difficult to cut through the people and find the ones who there might be a real connection with. Kristen helped me think about things in terms of abundance instead of scarcity, to stop clinging onto the things that aren't working or serving me. She helped me to be more open to other people, be open to possibilities. And for Xavier, who is a creative director, she said, I was working with her while dating somebody else, and we went through the whole process together. That included being able to be graceful and dignified even when I decided that somebody wasn't for me, and then ending it. That was a breakthrough for me. It was like I didn't have to go through the same emotional crap that I was going to have before, whether the relationship was good or bad or whatever, just because it was a relationship. Kristen helped me break that cycle of emotional internalization of feeling bad about myself that happened to have it directly affect my sense of self-worth going forward. I met shortly after the breakup, and we just signed a cohabitation agreement like the marriage agreement we have here. So my program will likely sell for $1,750 in the future, but again, because you're in this class and probably could use some more hope and inspiration back in your love life, you can register for this group intensive right now for just one payment of $397. And because of the way you'll get yourself ready for love again, you'll make that back in just the way you feel after the intensive, as well as all the money you'll save from keeping up dating profiles that don't work and bad dates. And if you order within the next 60 minutes, I'll also include these bonuses to help you implement this model and give you even more context and depth to why and how to make your work of the intensive a huge breakthrough. Bonus number 1, the Ideal Relationship Frequency, Vision, and Attraction Guide. So here you're going to get the series of meditations, visualizations, and practical exercises to fully come into a relationship with your ideal relationship frequency and the woman you are in it. Plus, it shows you how to apply those insights into real life context. It gives you the tools to help you know when you're on the path. That's at least a $250 value. Bonus number 2 is Express Your Best Through Dress live group session. This is one of my most popular things I have. This highly interactive session calls in the ideal relationship frequency to identify your personal values, cultural resonances, taste and aesthetics through colors, prints, fits, shapes, fabrics, textures, accessories, even underwear, that invoke your inner nature into your outward expression. Every time I do this session, it's a load of fun, and it's so beautiful to witness other women light up as they identify what resonates best for them. That's a $200 value. Bonus number 3 is called a somatorespiratory integration breathwork call. So this is where you get to work with one of my go-to network chiropractors to unlock the unconscious patterns and attachments to your past through your physical body. Besides the work I do on myself, I've never encountered something that accelerates my personal progress as much as this work does, and I want to make sure it's available to you. So that's a $200 value. So what you get here is the Get Ready for Love Again program, your ideal relationship frequency, vision, and attraction guide, the Express Your Best Through Dress live group session, and a somatorespiratory or SRI breath work call. So if we add up the value of the course plus all the bonuses, the total value comes out to $2,400. And if you sign up within the next 60 minutes, you can get it all for just one payment of $397. And as I said, the intensive pays for itself with your very first high quality match. There's also, don't forget, the time, energy, and thousands of dollars you save by not going on dates that lead to nowhere. So before I give you the link to the thank you gift, let me quickly answer a few questions that often come up about my Get Ready for Love Again group intensive. Question 1, will this work if I'm older or not as in good of shape as I want to be? Yes, it can. Do you remember Karen, who I told you about earlier in this class? She found the love of her life just one day after posting up her online dating profile according to the work we did together. And that was after we made sure she was truly ready to attract that kind of match. At the time of our working together, she was 68 years old, and she was not a fan of how her body weight and shape appeared at that moment. So yes, it works. 2, can I really move past my baggage and patterns? Of course. I teach you ways to feel more at peace, as well as have your history help you create mindful, supportive relationships going forward. Plus, I believe the challenges you're given are the ones you're meant to break free from. Let me be a help to take off those shackles from you, because your own breakthroughs offer a path for others on a similar journey to also find their freedom. 3, what if I can't make it to all the calls? You can still get the full value of the intensive. Each of the calls is recorded and shared only with the members of the group, so you can always catch up when it's convenient to you. Plus, if there's something you'd like to be addressed, you can always email me before the session and I can address it in the call. 4, can I really participate if I don't want to be on video or to share? Yes, of course. You're welcome to turn on or off your video as you like, or just dial in by phone, whatever you need. Please know, though, that I am very clear about ground rules right from the get-go so that every woman can feel safe and open on these calls. Every woman that has registered in the past who may have come in more tentative about group work has actually ended up really actively participating in the group. So I'd say that I'm pretty effective at creating a safe environment where you want to share. But if you don't want to, that's okay. 5, how do I know this is right for me? Well, it may be easier to say who this intensive is not for instead of answering it directly. So it's not for you if you fall into one of these 2 categories. 1, you feel completely ready to attract and maintain a love relationship to the highest possible compatibility to you. Or 2, you expect this intensive to be a magic pill. I offer all the information that you need to make it 10 times easier to step forward into Lasting Love in 2020, but it's up to you to actually take action. I think that makes sense. 6, are there any other costs associated with the intensive? There are no material costs or anything like that. You may decide that you want to upgrade some things in your life or treat yourself, but that's totally up to you. And I also like to show you how to make the most with what you actually have already. 7, how is this different than other love or relationship advice and programs out there? So many of the other programs out there focus on dating tips circulated around his attention and desire without making the bridge about making it authentic to you. It's almost like they're suggesting you put on a face to be somebody else and slowly reveal who you really are. And this might work for the short-term relationships, but not really that great for long-lasting ones because you're founding it on a lie. So the aim of this intensive is to give you the skills, knowledge, and motivation to be truly ready for real love, from working through the limiting beliefs to the more practical aspects of communication techniques. We cover what matters to make sure it's true to you every step of the way. Okay, and the last question is there a guarantee for this program? For the live versions, I just can't do that. I need to maintain the most positive group atmosphere as possible, and the energy running with that kind of judgment call about should I take my guarantee, should I not? It just takes away from your and the group's success. So I do know that if you go through all 5 weeks and take action, you're going to be thrilled with all the ways you feel ready for love. Plus, you may even have some new friends within the group. So that's it. Take a deep breath. I'm going to take a deep breath. And if you're ready to go for it, just go to this easy URL. It's getreadyforlove.com. And that's get ready with the number 4, love, LOVE.com. This intensive gets you ready for love. So I grabbed the getreadyforlove.com and bam, there it is. And remember, if you order within the next 60 minutes, you'll get the live intensive plus all the bonuses for just one payment of $397. And by the way, if you order during this class, just please stay to the end for a special welcome. Okay, so thank you for attending this class. I hope it's inspired you to find the courage to reconnect with your ideal relationship frequency and believe in it, as well as put it into action so you not only can land high quality dates, but also grow a relationship with somebody truly fitting to your deepest desire. If you'd like to get faster results and let me help you avoid some of the common missteps along the way, then I can't think of a better action than to go and grab my intensive plus all the bonuses for the small moments compared to lost months and years in dates or relationships that don't work. If you're hanging out in the class just to get your attendance gift, it's waiting for you at the bottom of the page of the Get Ready, the number 4, love.com. And don't worry, if you register for the intensive, you'll automatically get your attendance gift. So no need to look for it. If you'd like to register for the Get Ready for Love Again 5-week group intensive, which goes more into depth, gives you that confidence and presence to attract and secure lasting love, it comes with the support to make sure you get the results quickly. Just go to getready4love.com, getreadyforlove.com. Now, for those of you who registered and stayed in the class, welcome. You made a very powerful decision for your love life. You can start to get to yourself in a more ready state today if you're in a hurry. So the first thing I recommend you do is dive into that ideal love frequency bonus. It's the foundation for reorienting you back to your inner compass. Plus, as a member of the intensive, you can reach out to me for questions, validation, or whatever you need to help you integrate and embody that frequency. It's your North Star, my friend. And we'll reference this work together throughout the intensive. After that, I recommend you practice your familiar with this frequency every day up to the start of the intensive, even if it's just for 30 seconds a day. You can watch this through the videos or by listening to the audios, whichever you prefer, but develop that inner compass because it matters. Also, in preparation for the intensive, you may also decide you want to dedicate a notepad or journal for this work. You may want to use it for notes, to draw pictures, record sensations or realizations as you go through the intensive and integrate it between the weeks. Remember, you can share your questions, insights, and curiosities to the group intensive, and often your own experiences will mirror what others in the group need. So this helps me help you get the most from this intensive and ensure it's as effective as possible because I'm here to get your results. We're both here for that. So if you do want to reach out, just shoot me an email and send me a message via the Ready for Love Again Facebook group or an email, like I said. And I'm very fast to respond. I'm also very motivated to see you succeed because it just feels good. And also I would love your testimonial because it encourages other people to let me help them too. So let's wrap this up. Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. Welcome to all the heart-centered people who registered. And if you haven't yet, just go to getreadyforlove.com. That's get ready with the number 4, love.com, within the next 60 minutes to join the intensive, plus get all access to the bonuses, including your ideal relationship frequency, vision, and attraction guide. Remember, your attendance gift is at the bottom of the page of getreadyforlove.com, and you'll get it automatically also when you register. So thanks, everyone. I hope to see you inside the intensive, and I'm eager to witness you radiate your confidence naturally and feel the courage to step forward into lasting love in 2020. Bye for now. Mwah.